If you're a venue manager, you know this feeling. I mean, you know it in your bones. It's the week of a big wedding. The emails start picking up speed. Then, the day before, your phone is just blowing up. And on the morning of, it's just a constant stream of urgent messages.
It always starts with something simple, doesn't it? Like a text from the florist at 7 a.m. Then the band's manager calls, and they're asking about a detail you know was in an email from like 3 months ago. And then you get the lighting tech with a super critical technical question that, let's be honest, absolutely should have been sorted out weeks, if not months ago. This whole last-minute scramble, it just feels like part of the job, right? It feels inevitable. But what if I told you it's not? These questions, they aren't random. They're not just suppliers being disorganized. They are clear, predictable symptoms of a reactive and, frankly, broken coordination system. So, let's get into it. Why does this chaos always seem to explode in those final hours? It's so easy to just blame the suppliers for being unprepared, but the real root cause is almost always built into the system itself.
Look, suppliers rarely wait until the last minute just for fun. They're asking late because the system is basically forcing them to. Maybe the info they needed was never in one clear, easy-to-find place. Or, hey, maybe the floor plan changed last week, but that crucial update never actually made it to them. When there's no clear process, what do? Well, they fall back on the only thing they can. They start bugging the couple for answers, which is a huge problem we're going to get to, or they just wait until they're on site and everything is suddenly an emergency.
Now here's the thing that is so important to understand. These little last-minute interruptions, they're not minor at all. They set off a chain reaction, a ripple effect with serious costs, operationally, psychologically, and financially. We're talking about way more than just a simple annoyance. Think about it. Every single time your manager has to stop what they're doing, setting up, focusing on details, to answer a phone call, that's a direct hit to your workflow. They're being pulled out of proactive mode and thrown into reactive mode. And after the 10th call like that, decision fatigue starts to kick in. The risk of giving an inconsistent or even worse, an incorrect answer skyrockets. And rushed answers? That's how critical policies get forgotten, which can literally increase your liability moments before guests arrive.
You can see right here how one tiny thing just snowballs into a monster. So imagine the DJ asks about power an hour before the doors open. You check and you realize their equipment might actually overload the circuit. Uh-oh. Suddenly the caterers overhear this and now they're panicked about their own kitchen equipment. Then the lighting techs jump in, demanding updated power specs. And just like that, a simple question that should have been handled weeks ago has turned into a full-blown multi-team crisis.
So what's the bottom line here? Compressing all of this problem-solving into the final most high-pressure hours before an event, well, it's a 100% guarantee that stress is going to shoot through the roof, while precision and quality completely tank.
And that operational strain is not just about logistics, it's mental, it's cognitive. When your team kicks off their day by firefighting a dozen urgent requests, their mental bandwidth is just shot. Their focus is down, their patience is worn thin, and their ability to execute perfectly is already compromised before the first guest even walks through the door. You can't have high-performance execution without a clear head, and this kind of reactive chaos just eats it all up.
Okay, and this brings us to another huge breakdown. Because when the professional communication system fails, that burden, it inevitably falls onto the one group of people who should be totally shielded from all of it, the couple.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. If a supplier is calling the bride or groom to ask about power outlets or delivery times 2 days before their wedding, that is a massive red flag. It is a blinking neon sign that your professional coordination process is fundamentally broken. All this does is create anxiety and stress for them at a time when they should be feeling the exact opposite.
And you know, beyond all the stress and the mental toll, let's just be really clear about something. This way of operating has real, tangible financial consequences. Disorganization is expensive, period.
So you've got your direct costs, right? Those are the obvious ones. Overtime pay because the setup got delayed. Rush fees for last-minute changes. But the indirect costs, those can be even more damaging. The quality of your service absolutely drops when your team is stressed out and rushing. And then there's the reputation cost. Because guess what? Suppliers talk. And when they have a chaotic, frustrating experience at your venue, you can bet they are way less likely to recommend you to their future clients.
Okay, so if this reactive chaos is so damaging, how do we fix it? Well, the solution isn't about training your team to answer questions faster. No, it's a fundamental structural change. It's about putting in place a proactive, no-surprise system.
So what does that actually look like? It's a clear policy with a few key parts. As you can see here, first, a firm deadline.
All suppliers have to confirm their logistics 7 to 14 days out, non-negotiable. Second, you need a single source of truth, one centralized system where all the final documents live. Third, a timeline lock-in. That means any late changes have to go through a formal redistribution process. And finally, and this one is crucial, a strict contact protocol. Suppliers contact your operations team directly. They never, ever contact the couple. This gets rid of all the ambiguity before it even has a chance to become an emergency.
And when you make this shift, you're not just preventing problems. You are fundamentally transforming your entire operation and, just as importantly, your professional reputation within the industry. I want you to just imagine this world for a second. Suppliers show up on wedding day totally prepared, totally confident, because they've had all the right information for weeks. The setup just flows, smoothly and on schedule. Your staff isn't running around putting out fires. They are laser-focused on executing a perfect event. This is how you build authority. This is how you become a venue that the best of the best suppliers want to work with because you make their jobs easier. So really, the choice couldn't be more stark. You can operate in the reactive world, which is fragmented, stressful, and incredibly costly. Or you can choose to operate in the proactive world, centralized, prepared, aligned, and truly professional.
If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. You have to completely reframe how you see those last-minute phone calls. They aren't an unavoidable part of the wedding industry. They are a clear signal, an indicator that your communication system is broken. And the best part about that, a broken system is a solvable problem.
And that, ultimately, is the big paradigm shift. In professional event coordination, the absolute highest level of performance isn't about how fast you can react to a problem. It's about building a system that is so strong, so robust, that the last-minute problems rarely ever happen in the first place.